What's going on, everybody? I want to talk to you about the one thing that all winners have in common. If there was one thing, if there really was a single common factor amongst winners in all types of disciplines, whether it's athletes, whether it's sales professionals, whether it's entrepreneurs, whoever they may be, if there's one commonality between winners, it's this one thing, and I want to share that with you here. As always, thank you for tuning in, and make sure to smash that like button, comment your thoughts below, or ask me any questions that you might have in the comment section below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And all that said, let's get into it. So to give you a bit of backstory on this, right, I've been studying winners since I was probably 16 years old. That's when I really got into self-development. That's when I got introduced to my first mentor, Jim Rohn. That's when I got into my first sales and business conferences. That's when I really got a taste of sales and commission and earning my wealth and, building my way there, and knowing that there's a future that I can really create for myself where I can have absolute control over at least the controllable factors that I can, as opposed to, the regular route that everybody goes. And so at that time, I started looking at winners. I started looking at, people that are succeeding at the top of their games in any and every industry. And from a very young age, I realized one thing, and that one thing was that winners have one thing in common. And the thing that they have in common is they have what's called non-negotiables. Now, sure, you might have heard the term non-negotiables and you might already be familiar with it, but knowing the term, or at least being familiar with it on a surface level, is not good enough. That's not enough for you to actually be able to implement it, have some of your own non-negotiables, and be able to see results from it, be able to see the fruits of that labor, be able to see something actually come from that. So let me break it down a little bit more for you. Let's look at what we talk about most often, which is sales and business. So if you're a sales professional right now, or if you're an entrepreneur or business owner, I want you to think to yourself and ask yourself this question: what non-negotiables do you currently have in place in your business, in your sales career, in your day-to-day operations? What non-negotiables do you have in place? Is it a non-negotiable for you to call up your customers and follow up every single morning? Is it non-negotiable for you to have 5 or 10 appointments per day? Is it non-negotiable for you to bring in a set amount of revenue or deals per week? Is there a non-negotiable monthly target for you? What are some non-negotiables? And to help clear this up even more, I'm going to define it for you. A non-negotiable would be something that you absolutely would not negotiate no matter what. So there is no way, no chance, there's nothing that could possibly happen that would cause you to negotiate that thing, and also would cause you not to fulfill that target or fulfill that need that you have within your business. Now, of course, the same goes for your personal life. I want you to ask yourself now, what non-negotiables do you have within your personal life? Do you follow a certain nutrition plan or a meal plan or diet? Do you exercise every single day? Do you have some non-negotiables in your relationship? Do you have non-negotiables with your friends? Do you have non-negotiables with your family? I want you to ask yourself these questions. What non-negotiables do you have in any area of your life that matters to you? And now, of course, being a sales and business channel, and that being one of my biggest passions and the main thing that I do, selling, business, finance, investing, all of these things around money and finances, I want you to ask yourself this as well. What non-negotiables do you have around money, around finances, around your income, around the revenue your business produces and generates, around how you invest, around your investment returns maybe? What non-negotiables do you have in that space? And again, I want you to go through every single area of your life that's important to you, that matters to you, and really do an audit on yourself. This is you doing a self-audit. You shouldn't need the government to come and do an audit on you or your business. You should be doing your own audits on yourself and on your business. So I want you to think with these questions. I want you to look at what non-negotiables do you have in all these areas of your life, and then I want you to realize if you have non-negotiables in place, great, look at them, assess them, audit yourself. If you don't have any non-negotiables in place, well, that would probably explain your results in that specific area of your life. So to sum up this idea and put the nail in the coffin, as the saying goes, the most common trait between all winners in all different spaces and all different disciplines is that they have non-negotiables. They have things that they absolutely do not negotiate. And these are things, these are standards, these are disciplines, these are whatever it may be that they have in place that's essentially a pillar of their success. It's the backbone of their success. And it's things that they're not willing to compromise. It's things that are always there, and they're the commonalities no matter what's going on in their world, no matter what's going on in their life. And that's the beautiful thing about this. A lot of people ask me questions around, what do I do when I'm traveling? How do I stick to my disciplines? Or how do I consistently generate revenue for my business? Or, what do I do when, outside factors in this life get in the way? What do I do when sickness gets in the way, when family issues come up, when challenges and obstacles, which always come, by the way, if they haven't yet, I guarantee you they're coming. So brace yourself. What do I do when these factors out of my control come into play and affect my results and affect my life and affect my future? Well, you have non-negotiables in place. The good thing about the non-negotiables is you can rely on them, right? As an example, if I'm getting up every day at 4:30 a.m. and I'm working out, for example, that's a non-negotiable that I have. No matter what's going on in life, no matter what's happening in my outside circumstances that's affecting myself, it's affecting my business, it's affecting my future possibly, I have that non-negotiable to keep me in place, to keep me grounded. I have that non-negotiable that I can rely on and count on day in and day out. So all that to say this, the thing that I've observed since the age of 16 years old amongst all winners is that they have non-negotiables in place, whether it's in their personal life or in their business. So what I would highly recommend you do is audit yourself, assess yourself, see if you have non-negotiables in place. And if you don't, I would highly recommend to put some in place and see where that goes for you and see what that does for you in the coming days, weeks, months, and years. And as anything else goes, be patient with it. It takes time. The little things over time that compound are what create the big results, and keep that in mind as well. All that said, I hope you got a ton of value out of this, and I hope it's practical value that you're actually going to implement in your own business and in your own life. And all that said, I'll see you on the next video.